Hello, welcome to this episode of Daily Drumming with Dunc. So it's Tuesday, 7th of April. The sun is shining again. It's lovely outside. I'm in here recording drum videos. But oh well, there you go. So Tuesday, which means it's drum fill of the day. We're going to go with a classic today. It's one that I'm sure a lot of people have already played before, but I'm going to show you a few different variations on it. And I can kind of develop it into kind of your own drum fill as well. So it's the classic fill from In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins. Feel free to eat chocolate and dress up as a gorilla when you play this. Yes, everybody remembers the Cadbury's advert from a few years ago. Other chocolate brands are available. So Cadbury's or Galaxy, send me chocolate. It's all good. Right, so what I'm going to do with this one, I'm not going to have any note transcription for this because it's fairly straightforward. Basically what we're playing is it's kind of like 16th notes across 3 beats and then 2 8th notes on beat 4. So what we're doing is on across the first 3 beats we play 2 16th notes and then have, well, there's a couple of different ways of doing it. I'm going to do it with 2 16th notes and a 16th note rest. We will actually fill that in with the foot, which is like the correct version. But if we go with a simple version first, so it's 2 16th notes, 16th note rest, 2 16th notes, 16th note rest, and we play that 4 times. So we would go, if I'm counting it, ideally you need an extra floor tom, so you've got 4 toms, so I'm going to play the last bit on the my single floor tom twice. So it will go 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and then we go 4 and. So it's 1 E and 2 E and Okay, so that's it in its basic form. So you can play it right left. I'm hitting the microphone again. Anyway, or you can do it like as flams, as a double hit, which I think sounds a bit better. Let's try and move that way a little bit. And then kind of like, you know, you can kind of start to develop that on into different patterns that way around. So the actual correct version, which is the version I believe in the song, was where we put that gap, that 16th note gap, the like 1 E, and you're going to fill that in with the a beat on the foot. So it would go. Okay, so that's kind of like the full version, filling it in with the foot. So if I play that just with a So you can then, like I say, start to develop that around, think of different drum combinations. I mean, even just like between your snare, low tom and your foot, like. Okay, you can just kind of like keep going over and over and just experiment. What I like to do with this is, when I'm experimenting, is because I know the pattern that I'm playing, the rhythm I'm playing, I'm not having to think about my rhythm. So I'm kind of thinking a little bit more about kind of like what combinations of drums and so on I'm doing. You know, we could do like choky hi-hats and so on. So that's a good time to kind of experiment with different sound combinations and so on, because you've not got to really think about the rhythm. Another way is just kind of just play that rhythm, just let your hands just go anywhere as well. And experiment. Sometimes it might sound horrible, sometimes it might sound really good. I'm trying to remember the ones that you like that are good. What we could then do is change beat 4 to like a different pattern. So we'd still keep the ba 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 ba, but then on beat 4 do something different. Actually, me singing it like that reminds me of what we could do is what I call the Pearl and Dean fill. If you remember the Pearl and Dean advert from the cinemas, I'm not sure if it's still on these days. But they ba 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 ba, which is basically the same thing, but with 3 16th notes on beat 4 instead of 2 8th notes. So it's like 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and, which I believe is also the start of whatever Led Zeppelin song it is. But anyway, so that would sound like this. Few variations on that. and so on. I mean, I could go on all day just doing different variations. We could then change beat 4 to like some 16th note triplets, so we get da 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 diddle diddle. Eighth note triplets. Okay, almost like a Bonham triplet that we looked at last week, but we're going to do 4. This is what I call the bucket of fish. Bucket of fish. Bucket of fish. Anybody who's had lessons with me will know the bucket of fish. It's basically it's right, left, right foot, but it's actually played as like 3 16th note triplets and an 8th note, so it's kind of like the single stroke 4 drum rudiment as well. So. Just 4 16th notes. And so on. Okay, so whereas the fill in its basic form has probably been done a million times, you can take it and mash it up in different ways, put different things on beat 4, just have a bit of fun with it, go crazy with it, and that should keep you going for quite a while. And it's a good one actually if you're trying to improvise a fill and you can't think of anything, your mind's completely blank, and instead of just doing which is nothing wrong with that, but yeah, it's been done a few times. Just try and remember Phil Collins, Pearl and Dean, da da ba da 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 ba 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 da bum. And you've got a pretty good sounding fill to go. So there we go. That is it for today. And I will see you tomorrow with Drum Groove of the Day. Have a good day. Stay safe. And I'll see you tomorrow.